So, I was about to talk about the news for the Mass Effect live action show that's coming to Amazon. But then, and I will say this, is that as a fan of Mass Effect, I'm cautiously optimistic. After, like, every time we get a new video game content, it's like either it's gonna be great, like the Sonic films and the fucking Last of Us game show, or it's gonna be like, I don't know, Halo, the Halo TV series. Yeah. So, all I have to say is I am cautiously optimistic, but Amazon's got money, so it's bound to look good. Anyway, that all changed when it was announced that we were getting a continuation of the Skywalker trilogy from Star Wars. Yep. Looks like Disney's new path on the Star Wars saga is starting to continue again. So, basically, it was announced today that we are going to be getting a new Star era in Star Wars very soon. And I gotta be honest, I will admit that the sequel trilogy wasn't great. I will be the first person to admit I didn't care much. I like Force Awakens, and I really adored The Last Jedi. But then Rise of Skywalker killed everything for me. It literally killed the entire trilogy for me. Because, here's the thing. Disney got spooked by all the negative backlash from Last Jedi and decided to just throw everything else. And this is why I don't think J.J. Abrams is this is good. The other thing is, and this is truth, I don't think J.J. Abrams is that good of a movie director. I really don't think he is. I do not think at any point that he is any good at directing a film. Was Force Awakens good? Yeah. Star Trek, the first movie. But when it comes, they're decent. And I think, if you can build off of them, they're good. But when it came down to doing sequels especially, I don't trust him at all. Because, yeah, I don't think he is good as a sequel director. Starting a universe, sure. Afterwards, no. And even as a director of franchises, there are things where I'm like, yeah. So that's just kind of my thoughts on the matter. That's really how I feel about it, if I'm being honest. So yeah, this new trilogy is apparently being penned, and I've heard two conflicting things, where it's either going to be showrun or overseen by Simon Kinberg, who most of you guys would know best for several shows, one of course being Star Wars Rebels. So Kinberg has had a hand in Star Wars multiple times over. Wouldn't be shocked if Dave Filoni gets attached to this too. At no point do I think, yeah, there's no chance they're not going to have Dave Filoni not part of this. Because, of course, they will. Because that's, Filoni... And I'm not the biggest Filoni fan. I've said my piece multiple times that I think Filoni keeps characters around too long, and I also think his writing style is becoming more and more stale. Do I think there were good things in Ahsoka? Yeah. I also think there was a lot of bad to it, too. And also, Filoni depends too much... I think Filoni depends too much on throwing nostalgia in your face so much that, it distracts from his writing. And also, a lot of it, it does... And also, yeah, I've said it before, is that Ahsoka's a great character, but I feel like her character arc should have ended after the fight with Vader. And now it just feels like it's just staying in overtime. But I digress. Yeah, we still are getting... I don't know, the other thing is, too, is that I don't know if the movie with Rey is going to be part of this trilogy. I've heard two different things about it. I really have heard it's not, it's going to be its own movie. James Mangold's movie has been put on hold. I'm convinced that's probably not going to happen now. They probably did so much restructuring now that that's not going to happen. I already knew Rian Johnson's trilogy wasn't going to happen after how big the backlash was against Last Jedi. So I knew that was going to happen. And when it got announced, I was like, oh, and another dude's water is wet. I'm not trying to sound pessimistic here. I'm really not. And I'm really like, oh, Star Wars is woke or whatever. No, it was never that with me. I was just like, the storytelling of Star Wars itself like has felt really weak for a while. And it's not because of female characters and whatnot. It's that it's just the stories themselves are not great. I had so much faith for the Acolyte, but between, bullshit force powers and throwing in Plagueis at the last second and also making a clearly an enemies to lovers thing, possibly a thing in a season 2 that's never going to happen now. I was not like, and also a lot of the characters were written pretty stale in that one. I do have some hope for Skeleton Crew because it looks like a Goonies kind of story, which is always fun. Like Goonies in space, that sounds like fun. But at the same time, I'm also like, I really do feel like we're just kind of like character-wise, no one knows what the hell they're doing anymore. And as much as I give shit for Filoni, at least he understands Star Wars characters to an extent. I think, but at the same time, there are other things where I'm just kind of question his logic, where I'm like, okay, so we're going to make Bo-Katan like this King Arthur kind of character, but we're not going to talk about her acts of terrorism that she committed on Mandalore that led to her sister's death. I will never let that go. So yeah. Am I interested in a new trilogy set for the Skywalker era? Yeah, but I feel, I'm just wondering where we're gonna go, and I also feel like even Disney doesn't even know, because if they can't even like get their shit together for one trilogy, I don't know what to tell you how it's gonna be like for another trilogy. Are they all gonna have the same director? Is it gonna be different directors each time? Or is it gonna be like, oh, we're gonna have one director for this movie, and no one's gonna be happy? That's the other thing. No, like, it doesn't matter what they do with these films. No one is gonna be happy, because I just know modern Star Wars fans. I've been around modern Star Wars fans, and no one is gonna be happy. But yeah, am I hopeful for at least a decent Star Wars trilogy? Yeah, but Disney's storytelling and their writing. And it's not because, it's woke because it's a female character or a person of color. It's not that. It's just, I've seen that they've picked the people who clearly think they can throw nostalgia in your face enough to make you think it's a good story when clearly it's not. And even Filoni's guilty of that too, at least for me. But hey, sounds cool. Like, it could be fun. Who knows? But you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of this new Star Wars trilogy? Are you guys excited? Are you guys not? Just comment below, let me know. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.